I will apologise right now for any background noise you can hear. There's some construction going on outside, so that might be picked up in this. But welcome to another video. If you're new here, I am Helen and I make all kinds of different videos about cleaning, tidying, general life, and being a mum. So today I am in the playroom. It's probably like 10 days till Christmas, and just with it being Oliver's birthday, he's literally just turned 2 a couple of weeks ago, and the playroom seems to have completely and utterly combust with toys, and it's just chaotic, it's messy. He obviously got some wonderful toys that we wanted to play with, wanted to put them in the playroom, but we didn't declutter anything out of the playroom beforehand really, only a bit of Duplo. So what we did was, everything's kind of getting overwhelming, nothing's staying in its container like we like it to. We do try and follow the container method in the sense of, if it's coming out of that container, growing out of that container, you need to either declutter something out or you need to adjust the size of the container kind of thing. We do try and keep it as it is. So he got a lot of puzzles and things like that from us and other people, so that was one of the things that was kind of like everywhere. So yeah, we're in the playroom and we're decluttering because it's 10 days till Christmas and it's overwhelming, and I think he's finding it overwhelming because he's taking toys out of the playroom and playing with them elsewhere, or everything is just getting tipped out. So one of the things we decided to do was just tidy the whole playroom into the containers that we think it should be in. Obviously we have got puzzles into the dolls, food is fine, and then we've got bits and bobs, but we've got jigsaws in bits and bobs. We've got trains that's overflowing. We've got a container that's got nothing, but now it's got Duplo in it. It's not a named one. The Brio track is fine. That's contained. But then obviously Duplo is overflowing into a second bucket. And then you can see that we've got these wooden toy cars that he no longer plays with. He's got these wooden trucks that he no longer plays with. And then he's got cars, which are there's a lot going on, and then he's got 2 drawers for puzzles, but not all the puzzles were currently in the drawers. Some were sat on the top and some were in a different room, so it was all overwhelming, and yeah, there's a lot in there for him to even play with. So he's just going to pull the first one out, and that's that, and then there's more on the top, like you can see. So yeah, we really wanted to evaluate what was in here. The little car garage, and there's a thing up there, a pushchair, and then we've got the stuff up top, which is craft stuff that we keep out of his reach. So I started with puzzles because I think that was something that I knew there was a couple in there that needed to come out. There's a couple in there, you know, the ones that the shape fits into the actual main plate. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I show you. But so I started with puzzles because that was the easiest one to kind of start with. I think I'd already seen these ones, so the ones that have got the wooden board and then you put the shape into it. Oliver really enjoys these, I will say, but he can do them in a matter of minutes, if not seconds, because he knows, I think, either from muscle memory or whatever, but he's really good at these now. He's totally figured out where they go and he can do them in no time, so I don't feel like it's a challenge much for him anymore. So we decided to declutter these out. We're either going to sell them or donate them. We've not got to that part yet. Let's get Christmas out of the way first. Whew. And then he got 3 bluey jigsaws for his birthday, which he really enjoys. He got another jigsaw from us for his birthday. He's got another bluey jigsaw, and he's got a couple of Thomas ones that he really enjoys, which we kept. And these are all proper jigsaws, so these are ones that he's got to fully put the pieces together and everything. Which he finds more challenging. Obviously he's only 2, so he finds those a bit more challenging and he's got to really think about it, so that was something we did. This is the Melissa and Doug little, a magnetic play set, so you dress the dolls and stuff like that, and it comes with 2 dogs and a cat. He's shown interest but not major interest, so we've kept that out because it's fun for him to play with, it's new. And then we decided to create some rotational jigsaws because we don't need all of them out all the time. So we took a couple out and kept a few in. He's also got some like flashcards, so we keep those with the puzzles and stuff. The only one board one we kept was the Cocoa Melon numbers. One is back into Cocoa Melon, and two, it's numbers, so I think it's got a next level of education to it other than just being a jigsaw or a puzzle or whatever you'd call it. Next we moved on to cars. So background, I sometimes keep a few cars in my car for while I'm driving. He can play with the cars while I drive, and then he's not on a phone, he's not on a tablet, and also he's not distracting me while I drive. And so they ended up gravitating into the house, which is why we're going through them, because there's a lot there. They end up just everywhere in the house, and they don't all need to be there. He doesn't need to play with every single one. There was nearly like 20-30 cars here. So we went through them and really analysed what ones he likes, what he plays with. The red bus, he's a London bus that his granddad got him this year, so we want to keep that one. Some of the wooden ones go with another set, so we kept those. Some of the wooden ones he'd recently got for his birthday go with his car garage. There's a couple that go with his Brio track, and then he's got some Thomas ones that he likes to play with his trains, and then he's got his cars, so like Disney cars, which he loves. So we kind of put them into sections to be able to work out which ones we think he would really like, and then the rest got filtered out. It was just the easiest way we could think of doing it. These are all his wooden ones that he actually doesn't ever play with. He never pulls these out. He's only recently played with them because we've brought attention to them, which maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. I don't know how that works really. But we decided he prefers to play with the little cars than he does the big ones. And the same goes with these trucks. He's never bothered for them. He just likes to pull them out, and then I think he gets frustrated that they don't fit with any of his track. So he likes the Brio track because his cars go on it and his trains. So I think that's maybe where he kind of comes with things. These were in the dolls section. This First Words we got him earlier this year just because we love the Pretty Books jigsaw things. But because it's broken and it's First Words, so I think he's well past that. So we got rid of that and kept the alphabet one, because we've also got a fire trucks one for him, or a fire one for his Christmas present. So I thought with us bringing a new one in, we could filter the old one out. And then the alphabet's a bit more educational. So we decided to exchange the two small things in our, what do you call it? The two small, what do you call it? Containers, the drawers. We decided to swap the two small drawers for one larger and one small, just with some of the things being a bit more bulky that are now being in there, like the alphabet book, and we also decided to put the little magnetic people set in there. So we kept those. We changed that over because this drawer wasn't being used anymore for the trucks. We knew it could be reallocated to puzzles, and we were happy with that because we like the puzzles, he likes the puzzles, so I think being able to give more space to those was worthwhile. And then we moved on over to the bits and bobs. So he's got what do you call those things? Kaleidoscope, is that it, what you look through? We got him this Thomas jigsaw for his birthday, and he loved it. Originally he was like, yes, so, like proper enthusiastic about it. You could tell he wanted to do it, but the pieces are so flimsy and thin, and they don't fit back in the book. They just fall back out. So they just fall. That front page is a jigsaw. It just falls back out again. So we both find it really frustrating. So I said I'd rather him just have a better jigsaw that's going to withstand time than having that one that's just going to cause us frustration every time. He's got a plastic little sink that squirts normal water, like proper water, but we keep it as an outdoor toy. Obviously you don't want your house to be filled with water, and so we took the initiative we needed to clean it. Basically we needed to clean the toy, the sink. So it came into the house, and then all the plastic cutlery and stuff that went with the sink came in the house too. All got washed, and then it ended up staying here, so we're filtering that back out. I think we're going to throw it away and get him fresh stuff because most of it's either damaged or broken. So we decided that we'd throw it away for now, and then we just filtered through his wooden stuff just to see if there was anything that we needed to get rid of. But overall, we were quite happy with all the wooden stuff that we had and the current stuff, because we've got a Melissa and Doug sandwich set that we rotate out. And so, yeah, we kept that. And then we're on to trains. Oh, so a bit of background. Oliver loves trains. They're his favourite thing. And that's the thing he plays with the most, is trains. And so he's got a couple of different sets in here. So he's got Thomas Brio, he's got Thomas Trackmaster, and he's also got Brio. And then there was also like other Thomas ones that were like old ones, you know, like the a bit more classic Thomas. And so we decided to create piles of what we had. There was also some just like Asda trains that were at Cora's parents that have now come to our house. So we had to go through, categorise them. So we had other Thomas Trackmaster, Thomas Brio, and then Brio, and then other. So we created piles just so we could see what we actually had, and then we could go through. We discussed the whole time, like, this is what he plays with the most, so we didn't mind him having more of this. You can see his little hand playing in the background. He really wanted to help us, bless him. It was a really family fun day. I know, decluttering family fun day, you wouldn't think that, but it was. So we create the piles, we talked through each one, and we decided to keep the Thomas Brio, the Thomas Trackmaster, and the Brio, because that was all stuff that fit on the Brio track. Anything that didn't fit on the Brio track got filtered out, because that's where he wants to use the trains most of the time, is on the Brio track, which we are now doing. So anything that didn't fit on there, we got rid of, because we didn't need 3 million Thomas trains. We just wanted to keep the essential ones that he actually wants to play with, actually fit on the track, and yeah. So in terms of the Brio, it's all new this year, so we didn't feel like we needed to filter anything out. We did assign some track for his Christmas present, that we recently went through his Christmas presents and said we don't need any more track. We've got ample track, we don't need any more. So we decided that we would save that for another time, or sell it and get something else with it, because he doesn't need, with the container bit, I would rather spend the money. We discussed that I would rather sell the track and get him something to go with the track, like a tunnel or a new train or something like that, than buying him more track, because we think he'd get more joy out of it. And I think that's true, we both believe that, so that's what we've decided to do. And then I moved on to the Duplo, which you can see is spilled out into every single place it can. We really love Duplo. So me and Cora used to sell Lego as a business, so we've always been like people who love Duplo and Lego, and we find it really educational. We find it really great for your motor skills and your fine motor skills, and we think it's done magnificent things for Oliver. If you don't, that's totally fine. I'm never going to push it on you. But we really enjoy Duplo. He enjoys it. There's a sense of imagination and all this sort of thing with it. And we don't mind having a bit more of it than maybe we would have done, or what other people would. So I thought it was a good idea to split things up. So sometimes he likes to pull out all the Duplo and just throw it all on the floor, mainly to find certain pieces. Like sometimes he just wants to play with the tractor, sometimes he just wants to play with the plane. And so we decided together that we thought it would be better to kind of create categories within the Duplo. So I suggested we have a small tray for figures and animals and small parts, and then another tray or a deeper one for vehicles, because then at least he can play with just the motorbike or just the plane. And then the rest would go in the big container that it's already been in, which is just standard bricks, windows, things to build with, because then I think he can choose what he wants to play with without having to tip everything out all the time. So that's his new system, so I'm hoping it works. We'll see. It's only been 2 days, so we'll see how it goes. But I think it might be nice for him to be able to have a bit more control over what he actually plays with, and where he finds it, and kind of like being able to tidy it away himself. So we'll see. But yes, he's got a little Duplo train there as well that he really loves playing with. So yeah, I threw a lot of the general stuff in the big one, because I think if you're going to pull out a pizza, you're going to build a little restaurant to go with it or something along those lines. Whereas the people he might just want to put on the motorbike or in the plane, and that's easy for him to find both of those things. But he does come up to me and he says, like, build house and build this or build like he wants to build things, and then we'll get it all out together, and that's fine. But I think I'm hoping in this sense it helps him learn a bit more of like what he actually wants to play with instead of just dumping it all out. This is the pile of stuff we've decluttered so far, and then these are things like the wooden things we've decided to save for another baby or gift to somebody else who might be having a baby soon, and then the stuff we've created for rotation. And then I decided to just go through the top cupboard area, the craft and area, because this doesn't get used a lot. Like, we use the Play-Doh maybe once or twice, every other day possibly. Paint stuff's a little less regular, and then we've got other things like stickers and stuff. We got one of these trains for his birthday, and then I was just moving that down just so then it could actually be used instead of being just decoration. So these are some of the things. So I'm moving the trains down, I'm getting rid of some of the things there, and then I meant to put these leaves up in autumn, like a little video I was going to do, and never got round to it, so they can be thrown out. So then these are 3 categories. The biggest one is like sell, donate, it's just not coming back into the house. The other one, the wooden cars, was to save, and then the other one was rotate. And then this is this new little caddy that Cora found on Temu, if anyone has heard of Temu, and it's like a little remote control holder and stuff, but it's just a nicer way of displaying the tissues. And then this is a final look through the room. So this is it overall, nice and tidy. Yes, it's dark outside. It did get... We're in England, we're in winter, it's going to get dark at 3 p.m. So in food, we've now just got food. We took some of the stuff out to rotate so it wasn't so full. Bits and bobs literally have 2 cones in. There's the football somewhere. We've got a blank one, so we've got something we can grow into that. We've got another blank one, so we've got room to grow again. And then we've got his cars. I moved some of these around as well to where they were in the actual Trofast to make sense to him to be able to work out what he wants to play with. Trains at the top, and then the big container next to it is his train track. So then his tracks and his trains and his cars are all together because they generally go together when he plays. And then I've got the Duplo, the big container of Duplo, which it looks a lot less full now I've filtered stuff out. We've got the medium size with all his vehicles in. And then the one above that, the slim one, has got the figures and animals, which he's really been loving the animals. It's been really good learning for him as all the animals. And then we've got the medium size for puzzles in there. And then we've got the smaller one at the bottom for puzzles again. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been fun showing you around. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.